You're watching Netrush Report, your home for tennis drama, rivalries, and the stories that define champions. Let's dive right in. Coco Gauff has never been afraid to speak her mind. Whether she's taking a stand on social issues, calling out unfair expectations, or demanding more from the sport she loves, Gauff knows her voice carries weight. But her latest comments ahead of the 2025 WTA Finals in Riyadh have sparked a new kind of conversation, one that's not about ranking points or rivalries, but about relevance. During her pre-tournament press conference, Gauff made a passionate plea to tennis organizers and tours to do more in connecting the sport with modern pop culture, especially through social media platforms like TikTok. She didn't mince words. Jannik Sinner did Gucci, I did Miu Miu. We're doing our part, she said. But tennis as a sport needs to do a better job making itself appealing to the mainstream. It can't just be on the players. That statement immediately struck a chord. Because in a world where young audiences are glued to TikTok and where influencers can shape entire industries overnight, tennis, one of the most tradition-heavy sports, often struggles to keep up with the times. Gauff's point is simple. The sport is leaving opportunities on the table. She referenced how influencers and content creators have mastered the art of building personal brands and engaging with fans in ways that the tennis establishment still hasn't figured out. Many of these creators are drawing in millions of followers without ever hitting a serve or forehand. And yet, the sport's governing bodies, the WTA and ATP, have been slow to adapt to that reality. Look at what influencers are doing. They're connecting to people every single day with authenticity, humor, and creativity. Gauff explained. If tennis wants to grow, it has to learn to speak the same language. She's not wrong. While the NBA, Formula One, and even soccer leagues have leaned into the power of short-form video and storytelling, tennis has often stayed behind, preferring tradition over transformation. Meanwhile, players like Coco Gauff and Jannik Sinner are pushing the envelope themselves, collaborating with luxury brands, and using their platforms to reach audiences beyond the tennis court. Sinner's partnership with Gucci and Gauff's collaboration with Miu Miu are more than fashion deals. They're cultural statements that position tennis players as global icons, not just athletes. Gauff's message, then, was clear. We're doing our part. Now it's your turn. Still, while her off-court statements made waves, her on-court journey in Riyadh got off to a shaky start. In her opening WTA Finals match, Gauff faced off against fellow American and close friend Jessica Pegula, and it turned into a night of frustration. Pegula, known for her steadiness and tactical precision, took full advantage of Gauff's inconsistency, especially on serve and forehand. The final score told the story: 6-3, 6-7-4, 6-2 in favor of Pegula. For Gauff, it was a tough reminder of how fine the margins are at this level. Despite flashes of brilliance, including a gritty second-set tiebreak win, her 17 double faults and 45 unforced forehand errors proved too costly. Each mistake seemed to chip away at her rhythm, her confidence, and eventually, her chances. Pegula, meanwhile, looked calm, composed, and ruthless. She didn't have to do anything spectacular. She just had to be solid while Gauff's game unraveled. After the match, Gauff was visibly disappointed but honest as ever in her reflections. It's not the start I wanted, she admitted. But it's tennis. You have to move on quickly. The key is to adjust, both mentally and technically. That mindset will be crucial because her next match is no walk in the park. On Tuesday, November 4th, she's set to face Jasmine Paolini, the crafty Italian known for her counterpunching and composure under pressure. Paolini, however, also enters the matchup hungry for redemption after a one-sided 1-6, 3-6 loss to world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in her opener. For both players, it's a must-win scenario. And for Gauff, the stakes couldn't be higher if she loses to Paolini. Her hopes of making the semifinals and defending her WTA Finals title would be hanging by a thread. But let's go back to what makes Coco Gauff's current moment so compelling. Here's a 21-year-old who's already a two-time Grand Slam champion, an Olympic medal contender, and one of the most recognizable faces in tennis. Yet she's not satisfied just playing the game. She wants to reshape it. Her comments about TikTok and pop culture aren't about vanity or attention. They're about relevance, about ensuring that the next generation connects with tennis the same way they do with basketball, Formula One, or even esports. Because while tennis remains one of the most global sports, its digital footprint, especially among Gen Z and younger audiences, still lags behind. And that's what Gauff is trying to change. When she said, "Jannik Sinner Gucci, I did Miu Miu," it wasn't a brag. It was a reminder that tennis has stars capable of defining culture, not just collecting trophies. That players are doing their part to bring modern style and youth energy into a sport that often clings to its old-world traditions. But as Gauff made clear, the tours need to step up too. The WTA and ATP have incredible athletes, stories, and rivalries. Yet they rarely capitalize on the fast-moving, visually driven, and personality-focused media landscape that defines entertainment today. In other words, Gauff's message isn't just a critique. It's a wake-up call. And that's what makes her one of the most important voices in tennis right now, that she's a champion who wins with intensity, a young woman who speaks with clarity, and a cultural force who understands that the future of the sport isn't just about who wins Wimbledon or Roland Garros. It's about who connects. Her message is resonating because she's not just asking for change, she's modeling it. Whether she's walking a red carpet in Miu Miu, joking with fans on TikTok, or grinding through three-set battles on the biggest stages in the world, Coco Gauff is redefining what it means to be a modern tennis star. As the WTA Finals continue, fans will be watching closely to see if she can rebound from her opening loss and keep her title defense alive. But regardless of what happens on court, one thing is certain: Coco Gauff is already changing the conversation off it. Because for her, it's not just about lifting trophies. It's about lifting the sport itself. That you're watching Netrush Report, where tennis meets culture, passion, and power. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the scoreboard. Until next time, stay tuned, stay inspired, and keep your eyes on the court. Tennis.